So I don't know how good the audio is gonna be. I did order like a mic to use with my phone, but I kind of want to switch it up and do a little vlog. Take you guys with me as I drive. That way you guys can kind of hear what the car sounds like. And my goal is to pull over somewhere nice and quiet and kind of go over the build on my 2018 STI. We'll go over the exterior, all the cosmetics done to the outside, and then we'll break down the engine build, the performance, exhaust, and all that stuff. So I figured I'd bring you guys along with me. I'm gonna stop at the store right now, grab a drink. We'll pull over, and then we'll get straight to the video. We'll just kind of go over a build breakdown, I guess. And I really just want to kind of get a different YouTube style compared to the previous ones that I have uploaded. I kind of want to get a little bit more engaged with YouTube. I'm mainly on TikTok, so I kind of want to expand a little bit and make more vlog style videos for you guys, and really just to document the build, the 2018 STI. But I got a spot in mind, so we're gonna pull over here, and then we'll go over the build breakdown. All right, guys, so we made it to the spot. I got a Red Bull, and hopefully the audio is pretty good. Like I said, I did order a microphone, so hopefully the audio gets a little bit better with the next couple of videos. But basically, I just want to do a video breakdown of the 2018 STI. We'll kind of just start at the back, work our way around, and then I'll talk about all of the stuff that I have cosmetically done to it, and then I'll pop the hood. We'll go a little bit into the engine build, performance mods, exhaust, all that stuff like that. And then I guess we could pop into interior. There's not really a lot much done to the interior, but I figured I kind of want to start this video and really just document the build progress. I feel like I wish I would have done this a lot earlier with the build when I first had it. It's changed a lot, obviously, since, you know, from stock form, but I figured better, you know, now, better late than never, and just start documenting, I guess, really whatever's left of the build process that I have left. But I'll grab you guys, and then we'll just start walking around and kind of go into detail with everything. All right, so starting with the trunk, I guess the first thing you notice is I did debadge it. In my opinion, I just think it looks a lot cleaner without all the badges. Moving on down, I do have the JDM Muscle carbon fiber exhaust trims. So for the single exit for the Tomei, it covers a pretty good area of the exhaust portion. But what I like about these is it comes as a kit, and it comes with a carbon fiber block off if you're running the a single exit exhaust. So obviously I'm running the Tomei, so this spot right here is, you know, empty. So instead of just leaving a, you know, the empty exhaust trim right there, it actually blocks it off, and it gives it a different, you know, really nice look, in my opinion. Right next to that, I do have the, I think this is the eBay rear diffuser. I'm not sure on the brand. I got it for like 80 bucks off eBay, but to me, I think it just complements the rear bumper a lot more. It just makes it look a little bit more aggressive, and it's not too much. I'm not a fan of the other aero diffusers, the ones that kind of come out to, like, you know, like to the sides over here and add all that stuff. To me, that's just way too much. Again, less is more. This just gives it just enough to complement it, essentially. Right above that, I have the OLM third brake light. So it lights up, the little square lights up red, and then it flashes when you hit the brakes. For the exhaust, I guess it is, I guess, performance, but I'll just hit it now since I'm already here. I have a Tomei titanium catback. It's a Tomei Extreme. I think it's the best exhaust to run on a Subaru. It just complements the Subaru Rumble really good. I've had the old exhaust system that I had on this was a NVIDIA N1, the dual exits. It was, I mean, it sounded good, but it was too quiet for my liking. And then I came across a really good deal on Facebook Marketplace, so I had to snag this up. I do have the USDM rear spats, color matched. I think I got those off of JDM Muscle, I believe, or WRX Daily. I don't really remember. And then underneath that, I have the Base NR CS style rear spat lip or extender. Not really sure the exact name, but it's a little dirty right now. But it complements that rear spat, and it kind of just gives it a little bit of flair. Again, it's not too much, not overly done. Kind of going for more of a subtle look, but I think it gives it just enough aggressiveness. Let me see if I can get a better view. Gives it just enough aggressiveness towards the bottom. Let's see what else is for the rear. I have I think I got this one off eBay. Roof wing. I paint matched it myself. I don't remember the brand. It was like 60 bucks off eBay. And I'm not a big fan of the other ones. I think OLM makes them where this part right here kind of like flares up and it's just really aggressive. This is, in my opinion, I think it would look better if it didn't have that little divot right here in the middle. To me, it's just a little too much, but it's not as exaggerated as the other ones. So maybe I'll swap it out for a different one. All right, moving on over to the side, we have, I think, what is my favorite part of the build, the wheels. So we have some raised Graham Lights 57 DRs. They're a little dusty right now, don't mind the brake dust, but they're an 18 by 9.5 plus 38, and they're wrapped in 245 4018s. Man, the previous wheels that I had on this car, they were the Enki NT03s. Nice wheels, but not really my style. I was looking for these for the longest time, and I was actually gonna buy them online on Black Friday to try to get a good deal. When I found them on the Facebook Marketplace, they were, you know, like an hour and a half away. The dude that was selling them actually had them on a Crystal White Pro STI as well. And I was like, you know what, dude, it was meant to be. The offer that he had them listed for was a crazy good deal. I did lowball them a little bit, only because the tires on them were, you know, bad. They're showing wires, so. But I ended up getting a full set, all four wheels. I think it was like 650 bucks, which insane deal. A couple of them do have really mild rash, as you can see, like on this one. Some rash, but you know what, I'm not complaining. Moving on towards the middle, I do have the Base NR CS style side skirts. So I have the side skirts, the front lip, and then the rear spats. Again, paint match. I think the paint match color on the cars just look super complete. I'm not a fan of leaving the side skirts and the lips black. I think it looks really unfinished. So yep, we got the Base NR CS style side skirts. For the window tint, I'm running 35% all around, so you can kind of see through it. I don't think it's too dark. It looks, in my opinion, it looks really good. It looks dark, but from the inside, it's not dark driving, especially at nighttime. The reason I went with 35% is that is the legal limit here in North Carolina. And, you know, my previous cars, I've had dark tint. And I just didn't feel like dealing with the tickets and getting pulled over and, you know, so I figured, you know what, who cares? I'll just go with the legal limit, 35, which in my opinion, it looks pretty dark. Gives you a good amount of privacy. You can't really see in there too much, but from the inside looking out, it looks really good. Again, 35 all around, and then I have a 5% sun strip on the top, just for comfort while I'm driving. And then I do have the rain guards. So these are the EOS visors. I got these off Amazon. They are a OEM style, but they're not. I'll phrase it like this: they are OEM style without the OEM price. I think I got these for $35, maybe $40, but they mount the same way that the OEM style does. So they do have the little tabs here and here, Oh, see if we can focus. Yep, so there's 2 tabs there that they mount just like the OEM style does. And I'm telling you, I've had these for over a year and some change now. 0 issues with them. They're not cracked. They're not faded. They're not warped or anything like that. These things are freaking perfect. And especially for the money, half the price as OEM, and they fit flush. So super happy with these. All right, moving forward. Again, it's the Basin RCS style front lip, color match in the crystal white pearl. And then underneath that, I have the fog light bezels from JDM Muscle. I had previously, I had the ones that actually came with the fog light, but I never ran the fog lights. And again, I didn't really like the look. I felt like it was too much going on. So these ones are really clean. I think what I'm gonna do next is switch these out for the JDM version, the OEM JDM version, only because I'm not a fan of all these plastic holes on the vents being filled in. It does have small ventilations right here that are actually functional. You can see the intercooler pipe in there, but I would like to have all of them be functional. So I might just swap these out for the JDM version because it's a lot more open. The holes are actually functional, the vents, I guess. All right, moving forward, I have the color matched front grille from JDM Muscle again. And then behind that, I have their radiator brace and that neon green to match the calipers. Underneath that, I'm running a Mishimoto intercooler, or front mount intercooler. We'll get into that a little bit more once I pop the hood. And then for the headlights, they're the factory stock ones. I did put a piece of vinyl tint over the orange reflectors. Kind of a shitty job. They've been on there for years, so they're starting to peel up, but just to get rid of that orange reflector on the side, it's literally a major eyesore. So it's just this perfect cutout, and I forgot where I got it from, to be honest. It's been on there for years, but it's a little cutout that just perfectly covers that orange reflector. All right, moving back around, that's pretty much it for the exterior. I'll just give you guys a little walk around 360. Oh, I guess so for the suspension, I'm running BC coilovers. I think they're the BR series. People have certain opinions about them. I've ran them on this car. I ran on my previous car. I had a Genesis Coupe. I ran the Megan Racing, and then I switched over to BC. So far with this car, I think they're pretty good. I have no complaints. Again, they're 32-way adjustables, so you can kind of fine tune it to fit your needs. I've been running the BCs on here for about a year now, and I have it set, I think it's about setting like 16, 17 around there. So it's not just past the middle, a little bit on the stiffer side, just to prevent rubbing up in the front with the fender liner. But again, I have no complaints with them. Certain people feel certain ways. Eventually I would like to switch out and go to maybe Fortune Auto 500s, really just to test them and compare them. But for now, I have no complaints with these. All right, so let's pop the hood and then we'll talk about engine mods. All right, so for the engine, performance wise, I guess we'll just start with the obvious. It is a front mount intercooler setup. It's the Mishimoto Stealth front mount intercooler setup. The intercooler piping has been powder coated green. I have the parent dress up kit, so the radiator shroud from Perrin, another shroud there. I have the Perrin brake master cylinder mount right down there, and then I have a Perrin pitch mount. See if I can get you a better view. Right down there. I'm running a Perrin AOS, as you can see back over here. And then it's running a Fuku Works turbo inlet with a Mishimoto intercooler, or sorry, intake. And this is just a little piece of carbon fiber cover, just really just to keep the the water dust and keep the filter protected. For the turbo, all right, so for the turbo, I'm running a Force Performance HTA 68, and then behind that I'm running a turbo blanket with a parent turbo heat shield. The combination of the turbo blanket and the turbo heat shield make a drastic difference when it comes to engine bay temps. I can literally, and I just got them driving, I can literally touch the turbo heat shield because the heat shield, because the turbo blanket does such a great job of controlling and mitigating that heat from coming up. My biggest concern was obviously the intercooler piping that runs right above it. I didn't want it to heat up because previously, before I did the heat mitigation setup, this pipe right here would get really hot. Again, I can touch this. It's pretty cool to touch. And again, I can touch the parent heat shield. Really do recommend heat mitigation mods. And then I have a Greddy blow valve that's recirculating. So there it is, it's recirculating back into the system instead of venting to the atmosphere. I know these cars are really picky when it comes to blow valves and bypass valves and all that, so I chose to go with the recirculating valve. For the injectors, I'm running Cobb 1050cc injectors, and I'm also running an AAM upgraded fuel pump. And that's pretty much it. I mean, the car's tuned, it runs super reliable, so I'm leaving the engine as is. And I think for the future, engine bay wise, I'm mainly just gonna do cosmetic mods, dress up, make it look pretty. For reliability mods, the next couple things I'm going to do is a cylinder 4 cooling mod, and then eventually down the road probably swap out the oil pan for the Killer Bee oil pan with baffles. Same thing with their oil pickup, mainly for reliability. I know there's a big issue when it comes to the oil pickup with these cars, so I'd rather just get ahead of it and swap it out. But for now, the car's been super reliable, so I plan on leaving it as is. All right, so for the interior, there's not a whole lot done to it, but I'll kind of go over what I got done right now. I plan on doing a little bit more, showing the interior a little bit more love. So the first thing you'll notice is I do have the iDoing head unit. This is a 2018 Limited, so they come with the upgraded sound system and everything, but the biggest thing that I hated was not having Apple CarPlay in the car. So I swapped it out for a more modern head unit. I think I got it from WRX Daily for like $400, and I think that was probably my most favorite mod besides the wheels. I think having a CarPlay and having an upgraded head unit just makes the car look a lot better and a lot more up to date. All right, so the next mod is I have carbon fiber trims for this side here. I don't know why it's not focusing. Yep, carbon fiber trim there, and over here on this side, I don't know why it's not focusing at all. But and then for my pod cluster, I have I don't even know what brand this is, but they make the cluster that goes into your bezel. So I have 2 glow shift pods. I have my wideband for my air fuel ratio, and then on this side I have, again from glow shift, I have my boost gauge here. Next thing you'll notice is I have my Cobb access port mounted to the vent. I think this is the best mounting solution when it comes to them. I've experimented with them. I've had it mounted in this vent. I've had them using a foam mount here on the pillar, and they all seem to come loose or fall off or some sort of issue. This mount I got off eBay. I forget the company's name, but I think it's an individual dude that sells them. He 3D prints this mount, or the vent with the mount, and it just directly replaces your OEM. And the fitment and finish is literally so perfect. It's still functional, so the defrosters work here, and then the cable runs up to the mount, and this thing is super sturdy. It's not moving anywhere. I've had this on here for over a year. Zero issues with it. And it's not something that I touch on a regular basis where I need to grab the access port. It just stays there and it leaves it there, and I just monitor certain things on there. For the for the shift knob, I have a Billet Works black shift knob with the STI logo. And that's pretty much it for the interior. Not much else done. I do plan on doing other cosmetic mods to it. But for the most part, that's pretty much it.